of the best things that I heard and I got sold on when you were talking to us about starting the Phoenix office is that you not only wanted people to acquire real estate on their behalf, you encouraged it. And so that was one of the selling points to me because I knew at that point that I wanted to acquire real estate on my behalf. So I started this really cool analysis, as you know that I'm pretty analysis. I went through all the buildings in our marketplace and narrowed out the top 20 that I wanted to acquire that were within my size range. At that time in the early 90s, they were 10 to 40,000 foot buildings, office buildings, because it was my marketplace. And then I started calling the owners of those buildings and saying, hey, I want to buy your building. So there's a building at 3344 East Camelback that was perfect for me. It's the Camelback corridor, the size is right, it has underground parking, there's a church next door, additional lot, I thought I could acquire more. And it comes on the market. And I think I can get it. It's not highly marketed. The people marketing didn't know really what about it. So, and it was owned by the church, the LDS church. So this is back in the early 90s. So I'm one of the couple finalists. I don't know who the other finalists are. And so I remember in those days, I put my final and best offer on and I faxed it into the church. And I find out the next week I don't get the building. Somebody else buys it. And so 90 days later it closes and I know who bought it. It's a guy named Kern Schumacher. Kern Schumacher built a fortune in real estate and he buys excess railroad lines, how he made his money, but really wealthy guy. Fast forward 15 years. This is 2 or 3 years ago. I'm at a meeting with Kern Schumacher and I finally say to him, you know, I've never told you this, but you know, you bought that building, he still owns it today. You bought that building at 3344 East Camelback. I was the finalist on that building. And Kern says, I knew you were the finalist. Not only did I know you were the finalist, but I was sitting in the guy's office when your fax came in, waiting for it to come in, and I added $50,000 to it and closed the deal. And so he had waited 15 years to tell me that. Story. To tell me that. He never told it to me until then. And I went, and then I realized that the relationship is more important than the price, right? He had the relationship with the church that allowed him to just add on a little bit more, and he got the deal, and they knew he could close it. So I thought it was a pretty good lesson to learn, but it took me 15 years to learn how I lost that building.